everyone. Which Walking With series is the best? Walking with Dinosaurs or Walking with Prehistoric Beasts? Because they're both equal in my opinion. Like, I used to like dinosaurs a lot more because obviously as a kid I love dinosaurs, but mammals are pretty interesting as well, and I have been studying like prehistoric mammals, but anyways, Walking with Dinosaurs and Beasts, like, I would have to say that they're both equal because they're technically the same series, except for that obviously Beasts is the sequel of Walking with Dinosaurs, of course. Um, when it comes to like the stories, they're both good in their own right. Um, and the way how they portray them as like obviously as animals instead of like rage monsters that we all know, like most documentaries. But anyways, um as for like inaccuracies, I think Dinosaurs was more inaccurate, and I think well, obviously because that that the Ornithocheirus is actually now called Tranthionathus. Um, you know, the North American iguanodon is called Dicorodon, and etc. Like, when it comes like really like inaccuracies, like dinosaurs was more inaccurate. Beasts, on the other hand, it was also inaccurate, but not as inaccurate as dinosaurs, but it's still accurate for its day a little bit. Although there are some problems with beasts, like for example, I know people, or it's still debatable really, did Smilodon populator lived in groups? There is no fossil evidence that if Smilodon lived in groups or not. Another thing too is that um, what what else was inaccurate with beasts? Oh, Gastornis. Now we know that Diotryma gastornis is actually more closely related to waterfowl than obviously like terror birds or birds of prey, of course. But at the time, really, back then, we all thought that Diotryma gastornis was a horse-eating machine. Well, an early horse eater, but it's a nut eater. And even like when you look at the skull, it looks like a nut eater, not a meat eater like Tyrannosaurus or anything like that. When it comes for models, they're both good in their own right. Some models of with dinosaurs are off, and same with beasts too. Like for example, I did not like with beasts. I did not like the design of Calicotherium. I don't know. It just kind of looked weird looking. And the Hyaenodon's design looked pretty weird because it has saber teeth, as you can see, and even on the back of it, it also had saber teeth, as you can see. Oh, oh yeah, and I forgot about another thing too, is that Australia, well, technically now in BBC version, this theropod was Allosaurus. Well, was Allosaur, an unknown Allosaurus species. Then in the Discovery Channel version, they called it Carnosaur, and then like a decade later, it was finally confirmed to be called Australonovinator. I think it's because that it was debatable really if this unknown theropod was an Allosaur or not, but new research confirmed that it's Australonovinator, and Australonovinator is a Megaraptoran. Anyways, back to the models. The models are pretty good. Um, And to be honest, like, as much as I hate to say this, but the Tyrannosaurus model looks pretty good. Yes, it's shrink wrapped a little bit, as you can see. The arms are pronated, the tail, legs, but I don't mind it. I mean, same with the Smilodon too. Like, they put Smilodon having a mane like a lion, and there is no evidence that Smilodon had a mane or not. But it's possible, we just don't know. But I mean, but overall, I still enjoy them. Now, to be honest, this is actually really hard to say, really, because I don't know. Because they're both good in their own right. When it comes for, like, the stories, they're both good. In terms of models, they're both good by their own right at their time. When it comes for inaccuracies, Walking with Dinosaurs was the least inaccurate. So Beasts was more accurate. But let me know in the comments sections. I'm probably going to say Walking with Dinosaurs, as much as I like the Cenozoic animals a lot more than dinosaurs at this point. But I actually still enjoy Walking with Dinosaurs a bit better because of the story. Also, another thing too, I almost forgot, is that when I was a kid, I always thought that Beasts had more darker music, and the music of Beasts was dark. As for Dinosaurs, the music was beautiful. Like, it was beautiful. That's another thing too I forgot about. But anyways, let me know in the comments which is your favorite and why. But because I'm still gonna say dinosaurs, even though that I'm a Cenozoic guy. But yeah.